drinking and stuff, but it's gonna come down to that title. Cody is not gonna lose, and he'll do whatever he can to keep that title, even if it's against Jey Uso. But while they came out, they was interrupted by Jacob and Tamatonga. They was talking garbage. A little fight broke out, and then Jacob, he came and said some things too. He was talking about Jey Uso, and then Jacob, he been going in on this. Man, Jacob has been doing his thing on the promo side. Every week we hear more and more of his character. We understand more and more about Jacob. And he said that he wants Cody's title to come back to the family since Cody won from Roman last year. And he said it's just wow. Jey Uso, that's when lost my train of thought. That's when Jacob came at him. He said if anybody was to come and win a title, it's not gonna be him. Then a little fight broke out. But you know, Jey and Cody still got that chemistry working together, and they gave Jacob that work.
Lining up the other. Oh! Jey meets him halfway.
Just in the nick of time for Cody Rhodes.
That was a good way to kick off SmackDown. That was a good way to do that. But anyway, this was good. This was very, very good. I like where this is going. I like what they've been. I like this. I like this a lot. This was very, very good to do, and it kicked off the show. It kicked off and brought the tempo in. Now we got a good segment here. Like I said, Jacob and Tom are going in, and we also had a good back and forth here. But let's move on to the first match of the night. We had Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven, which will be the first match on the card. Now we know that this here is for the qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. And I have to say, this was a match of power, who could overpower each other. And we saw Bianca get her power. We saw Piper get her power. Bianca tried multiple attempts to hit the KOD on Piper. And you know Chelsea Gray was going to get in there, try to even it, but it was good. Naomi was by her side. And Bianca was able to gain a victory over Piper Niven. And with that being said, Bianca Belair will qualify for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The second one to qualify after Liv Morgan did on Monday Night Raw. But solid match, though. Solid match. Then we had another qualifying match. Now, this time it was a triple threat. You had Big Jim, as they call him now. He ain't Jimmy Uso, he's Big Jim now. LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. This was another great match. I love the chemistry. I liked how both Jimmy and before the match started, Jimmy cut a promo on Drew, talking about how he's always whining. He needs to always blame everybody else, which is true. I like Drew, but Drew, you do be whining too much now. And they went and fought immediately. Drew cut a promo talking about how he's good to be on SmackDown, his relationship with Nick Aldis, dating back to when he knew he was a teenager. So, other than that, this was good. LA Knight came out. He had cut a promo before the match started. Early on, LA Knight and Jimmy Uso both worked on Drew McIntyre. So Big Jim and LA Knight put that working on Drew. Then we saw LA Knight and Jimmy get into it. There were times where it was some near falls. Jimmy, he came close to getting Drew, came to close to get LA Knight. But Drew, while he was taken out, he pulled the ref out. LA Knight had a near fall. And he was also at a 2 count. But Drew, he hit that Claymore so good. He Claymore from the back of Jimmy's head, and he bumped the LA Knight. He was able to get the pinfall 1, 2, 3. And I like this a lot. This is very, very solid. And Drew was able to gain that victory. So that was good for Drew. Drew looks very good in his first match with being part of the new one of the newest people on SmackDown. So I thought that was impressive by Drew McIntyre. So that was good for Drew McIntyre to get that in. Let's go on to the next match on the card. We had Carmelo Hayes. He went one-on-one against Akira Tozawa from Alpha Academy. And this started with, as Nick Aldis had told Carmelo, you attacked Akira at the Royal Rumble, caused him to lose his spot, which was taken by ISO Speed. You know, he got speared by Braun Breaker. And he talked to Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis said, and Akira got a chance to gain his redemption against Carmelo. Now, Akira had the intensity and energy, while Carmelo definitely was the one that overpowered him. And he got him 1, 2, 3. And Carmelo got himself a victory for once. Clean, too. But let's go on to the next match on the card. Congratulations to Melo on that win. We also had a segment here. You know, Charlotte Flair was going to approach, you know, as she sent her promo, if she was inspired, you know. But she approached every champion this week. I spoke before that it didn't make no sense for Charlotte to go to NXT, but she did it anyway. But she did approach Rhea Ripley on Raw, Julie on NXT, and now Tiffany. And Charlotte Flair has said before Tiffany came out, you gonna cheer me or boo me? Because she been getting, you know, mixed reactions all week. Booed on Raw, cheered on NXT. She said, when you boo me, that means money for me. And she also said, you know, she's gonna make her decision. Now, Tiffany came out. She said, told Charlotte, you know, you're great, but Tiffany, you know, said that SmackDown survived without Charlotte Flair in her absence due to her injury that she sustained over a year ago. And Charlotte said to Tiffany, I call Rhea a kid and you're actually a baby. Pretty much, so what? And then Tiffany, I thought that was kind of weak with Charlotte's promo saying the same thing, but neither here nor there. Tiffany said that, you know, challenge me, Charlotte, blah, blah. And then we had Nia Jax come out. Nia Jax had came out and stuff, and when she did come out, you know, she feel like she should be champion again, and Seb's gonna be pretty much now we get a rematch against Tiffany. Now, during that being said, you know, Candice LeRae was out there as well with Nia, and that also set a match for a match later that night. This would be setting up the Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae. Now, this also would be a qualifying match. So we also saw that as well. And that will be Alexa Bliss, her first match back, which we'll get into shortly. But I just want to say, Charlotte, Tiffany looks good. I'll talk more about it. But I'm just saying, I wish her promos would have been more original, not the same rinse and repeat. But that's my opinion on that whole particular thing. But we're going to move on. We're going to get on to Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae. And Alexa Bliss was coming out at the time, and it set up this match right here. Now, we know that Alexa Bliss is her first match back, like I said. Her and Candice, I don't think ever had a match against each other. I don't think they ever had that. So, but other than that, though, I will say that Alexa did her thing. Candice did her thing too. You know, she had some good offense there. And I will say that Alexa Bliss came out with that new finisher, you know, the Sister Abigail, and she doesn't mix it with DDT. But other than that, this was good. This was good match for Alexa in her match back. First singles match back in WWE following the Royal Rumble return. But now we're going to get to the main event. Main event, as it was stated earlier, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes teaming up. As Cody said the last time, They could be opponents. But against Jacob and Tama, they look good. Jacob, he has that dominance like the other. No matter, I know Cody had hit a Cody cutter. He had a move on Jacob. Jacob didn't face him at all, not at all. And I thought that was solid though. So, I will say that Jacob, he's definitely a future world champion, future main eventer. Now, with that going on in the match, these boys definitely look good. And Tonga, he talks more too, dude. Yeah. He's basically a Tasmania devil, pretty much. But I like how that went in. And when this is going on, Cody and Jay work so well together. We had the hot tag, everything. And at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso defeated Jacob and Tama. A very good, solid match. I like this. Good, very good, very good, very good way to get that going. Other than that, though, this was pretty much the end. And we'll talk about other stuff that happened in this episode. We'll mention it. Other than that, though, this is the end of Friday Night Smackdown. This is everything that happened. In case I didn't cover it, the segments, everything. Well, now it comes down to the review. What did our review of this SmackDown episode? I will say this was a solid episode. I like this episode 4 out of 5. Now, if some match didn't go so well, maybe 3.5, but I'll say give it a 4. And the reason I give it a 4, I'll get to some reasons I'm gonna go into later. We a lot of new stories are being created. And we're setting for Elimination Chamber. That's created. But this is a very good one. So I like this episode. This was good. I didn't think it would be solid because Raw was good as well. But I'm glad that SmackDown brought it. Some people some things I think didn't go so well, it actually did. And so I'm starting to understand why it went down the way it did. If that makes sense. But definitely a good, solid show nonetheless. Very good one. I like what they're doing over here. And I think as we get more and more to SmackDown, as things progress, it's going to really improve. And that's as a whole, the whole show. But this was a good episode. I like how things are constructed. I like how things are constructed for this episode. Now, of course, guys, if you want to vote on the show we thought, let's see what people are saying in the community. Let's see what people community are saying. We got 73% gave it A, 17% gave it a B, 5% gave it a C, 6% D or F. That's what's happened for that episode. Now, we're going to go over what went wrong with SmackDown. What I did not like about this episode. I'll talk about that and we'll get to that right now. All right, first thing that went wrong, and I'm tired of this. I'm so tired of this, and it has to be said. Kevin Owens in these promos in the car saying the same old crap. Tired of it. He done this whole angle with Cody Rhodes. It started off fine, but it got too repetitive and too and now since that feud's over, he has transferred that over to Sami Zayn. The exact same garbage. And I'm not feeling this at all. Not one bit. He does the same thing over and over. He's saying that Sami Zayn betrayed him. He's a horrible friend because he didn't help him win at the Royal Rumble. Like, Mom, you gotta win your own match. I ain't here to carry you. How many matches did Sami Zayn was in and you helped him, Kevin Owens? Or he needs you to help him. in his singles match. I mean, not no tag team. I'm just saying. Let's cut that out. We gotta cut that out. We gotta cut that out. And this don't make no sense. No sense at all. And I'm getting real tired of this whole angle. I really, really am. And then it's just so unoriginal. It really, really is. I don't understand this whole thing here. I don't. No, I don't like it at all. I don't like this whole thing at all. It just don't make any sense for that. It's just no room. It's like the room for creativity is gone. It's gone. It really is gone. And it's getting worse and worse. You know, I honestly believe. I hope they do it. It will. I don't even know how this will work. Is Kevin Owens gonna go to Raw? Because Sammy's on Raw. Let's go do an inter-promotional brand, cross-brand rivalry. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I don't like this whole thing. I was not feeling this at all. It's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. It's redundant. It's stale, and it's stale as soon as you get the bread out of the package. It's not still later on. It started off slow because we just saw this with Cody Rhodes. So this is just it's not good at all. They could do better than this. They really could do much better than this.
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
And then not on top of that, Kevin Owens stated to Sami Zayn that we never had we never had a proper feud at WrestleMania. Now he said that they of course were tag team champions. They won the belts, main event WrestleMania 39 against the Usos at night one when they main evented that show a few years ago. Thing about it is yes, they did able to do that. They were. But I still do not like this at all. There's just no room for this crap. You know what I mean? And let's not act like Kevin Owens, he's actually lying. He's actually lying, to be honest. Because for the past history between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you did wrestle Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Have we forgotten? Because this was WrestleMania 37, night 2. They had a one-on-one match. Now, it was a memorable match. But KO defeated Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn was with Logan Paul. That's where Logan Paul made his debut, WWE. He was alongside Sami Zayn. That's when we first saw Logan Paul in WWE atmosphere. And the match was like 9 minutes. But you have faced him at WrestleMania before. So that's a lie, Kevin Owens. Or that match was so not memorable, you want to forget it. And then, of course, for most of you who fought NXT Original Black and Gold, they had a rivalry back then too. But Sami Zayn won the NXT title. Then KO acted like he was happy for him, and he flipped on him. How many times we gonna go through this? We saw this twice already. Once on NXT and once on the main roster. We're going through this again for a third time overall. I don't want to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn unless Sami's the heel and he beats Kevin Owens. And you guys turned on each other before too. Sami, when he was a Bloodline, KO turned on Sami. I don't want to see this again. I don't want to see this at all.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
I do not want to see this anymore between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't want to see this again. This don't make no sense. So no, do not run this back. Please don't reconsider this rivalry. That's one thing I saw wrong. That was like the biggest wrong I noticed on this show. That's why I didn't mention this segment till now, because they don't make sense. Another thing I'll mention right now, just feuding with the same people. You feuded with Sami Zayn several times. Come on, man. I'm tired of that. Another thing I did not like, I was happy that Solo returned, but you came to attack Cody Rhodes. We've seen this before already. You already feuded with Cody Rhodes while Roman was gone. I mean, seriously. I mean, we've seen it. This is not cool at all. I understand that Solo needs to rebound for losing to Roman Reigns at the Tribal Combat match on the Raw Netflix debut episode. But you still got to acknowledge Roman. That's one. But Cody, leave that up to Roman. That's not for you. Unless he's going to team up with Roman. But either way, I do not like this at all. I just don't.
What's going to happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
Yeah, this is terrible. Seen this before already. All right, another thing I saw issue with on SmackDown for this episode. All right, so the Jade Cargill attacker story is going to be abandoned due to Jay still injured. So I didn't hear neither Naomi or Bianca mention this during the show. I didn't hear it talked about it all. So that's not good. I know the Royal Rumble came to pass, but they still have not, say anything to complete this storyline. I'm just saying, since that's going on, and I know Jade Cargill, I heard she's in the PC. I heard she's working her way back to getting ready to come back to WWE with the injury and all. I get that too. But the thing about it is, Naomi and Bianca still tag team champions. At this point, we're going to be uninterested in this whole storyline. So they didn't address this no more. Y'all abandoned it. You forgot WWE? Guess what? I forgot too. I don't really want to talk about this no more until Jay come back, and we lost interest in it. Probably past beyond lost interest. It's like, don't even mention. Just do the Men in Black memory thing and make us forget that they was either tag team champions, Bianca and Jade. Yeah, she was attacked. Just make us forget about it. I'd rather have that memory just gone from my head. That's how bad this got at this point. Something started off so good. It has so much momentum and so much speed to it. Now it lost the speed and no momentum. So let's just forget about it. Forget it ever happened.
What's going to happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
Yeah, so that's another thing I like about this show. Like, really. Well, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about what went right with SmackDown. There were some very good things that went well with the show. And I'm going to talk about it. And I got to mention this. This has to be mentioned. One thing. This was not talked about enough, but Kane Carter and Katana Chance, before the segment with Carmelo and Akira Tozawa, it was a quick segment of Kane and Katana being welcomed to SmackDown. They have moved from Raw to SmackDown. They are part of the SmackDown brand now. So I think that's a good thing because SmackDown don't have enough tag teams. We do have Bianca and Naomi. We have, we could say Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. But since Indy Hartwell got released, and that was Candice LeRae's tag team partner, we need a new tag team on SmackDown for the women's division. This is the perfect team to fill that void. So this was a win. Definitely a win for the brand, win for the women's division, and a win for Kane and Katana as well. Very good move. I like this move right here. Yeet. So that's one thing I noticed on SmackDown that was good. Speaking of transfer windows and changes on the roster, overall as a whole, I have to say, at this point, SmackDown has an evened out roster like it should be. If we looked in the past several weeks, we had Damian Priest and Miz on the same night come to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre and Kane Carter and Katana came to SmackDown to the same night. This is good. Now, we lost AJ Styles. They went to Raw. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller went to Raw. But these people here that are on the screen, they're going to be better for the brand. Drew can help out for being, and Damian. Drew and Damian could be good contenders for the WWE Championship. Miz could be good for the mid-card or a comedic act. And I already stated what Kane Carter and Katana Chance are good for, what they'll be benefiting towards. But this is good. I think SmackDown is good because SmackDown had an issue where they didn't have enough people on the roster, maybe 2 or 3 people, which was really hurting Cody Rhodes championship run. That's why people say his reign was boring, because he had enough contenders. And that's because how the roster was stacked out at the time. And now there has been even, it's a level playing field between Raw and SmackDown. And I think maybe some more will go to Raw. We're solid now in the men's division, women's division, and the tag team divisions, men and women's both. And we still got Jay Cargill coming back as well. So this is a win for SmackDown brand as a whole, and of course the people that got transferred from Raw to SmackDown. But definitely a dub all day when it comes to that.
Yeet.
So I'm very impressed with that. They just got to book it right, that's all. But they have the right people on the roster now. Because it was just too much Raw. Everybody on Raw, now people on SmackDown. Another thing I liked on this episode of SmackDown, Alexa Bliss looked good in the first singles match since she returned. She's still moving good. I know she had a little bit of ring rust when she was going to the top rope, kind of, was taking her time. Her little balance was off. But she hasn't wrestled 2 years, but she still looked good against Candice LeRae. I thought Candice LeRae was a good warm-up match to kick things up for Alexa. Because we got to remember, Alexa Bliss still a former 5-time women's champion, Money in the Bank winner. She had a lot of rivalries in the past. And she more likely going to be linked to the YS6, who also is on SmackDown now. But looking good, Alexa. Keep it up.
Yeet.
All right, guys. That's all for what I had regarding what went wrong and what went right. Now we got to move on, and we got to talk about current news. And if you guys haven't heard, as of yesterday and today, there have been a lot of people released from WWE. Let's go down the list, shall we? We have here Authors of Pain, AOP for short, and Paul Ellering, Blair Davenport, the Good Brothers, or the OC, or the Club, Sonya Deville, Cedric Alexander, Giovanni Vinci, Isla Dawn. Now, Isla Dawn, Giovanni Vinci, that was this morning. That was today. That was just recent after. And I heard, and I got a feeling some more releases going to come. But we got to be honest, most of the talent wasn't being used at all. AOP with Paul Ellering, we just saw him standing there with Karrion Kross on Raw. AOP rarely had matches. Blair Davenport, you wasn't even on TV. She's one of the talent that wasn't even on TV. Good Brothers wasn't on TV. Sonya Deville, she seemed like she was unhappy at times. And it seemed like, and I noticed that. Sonya Deville wasn't, she was barely having any matches. She was on TV, but barely doing anything for that PFC stable, Pure Fuse Collective. Now that's gone too. Cedric Alexander, who's on NXT, I called this out for him a long time ago. At some point, I knew he might get released. I like Cedric, but they was doing nothing with him. I know him going NXT. I say it all the time. Once a main roster star, especially a veteran, goes back down to NXT permanently, that's pretty much the end of their career. Ask Dana Brooke. Ask Baron Corbin. Cedric Alexander's part of that group. Giovanni Vinci, not even on TV. He came back after being kicked out of Imperium. He did have 2 matches where he lost in real fast. That was it. And Isla Dawn, now that was the shocker for me. That's the one that done it for me. I knew people was going to get released. A lot of these names, I'm not even gonna front like I didn't know that some of these people get released. I'm not even gonna act like they wasn't. But I knew most of these people would be gone at a nick of time. I knew that would happen. Majority of these people, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. It's not a shocker. But the one shocker that did get me more than anything else, of all these people being released in a matter of within 24 hours, definitely was Isla Dawn. Now, she went on there and announced on Instagram She's here for a good time now, a long time. See you in 90, meaning 90-day clause. She was a shocker. Biggest shocker. I did not think this was gonna happen. I didn't at all. This sucked right here. This sucked that she got released. I liked her. She was a very, very good tag team with Alba Fire. Isla Dawn was a shocker. Isla Dawn was a shocker. I didn't know Isla Dawn was gonna get released like that. She's a very, very good talent. Held the women's tag team championships. Good rivals for Bianca and Jade. Very good rivals for other tag teams. I believe that tag team definitely helped beef up the women's tag team division. It sucked that she's gone. Now Alba Fire, I think she's still there, unless she is. But Isla Dawn and Alba, they work together so well. I remember when they first teamed up. Isla Dawn came from NXT UK after Alba Fire came from NXT UK. They had a rivalry at first, and I think Isla Dawn defeated Alba Fire. Isla Dawn defeated her, and then they decided to become a tag team. They tag team all the way up until Isla Dawn had her release. But this right here sucked real bad. I was not feeling this at all. This was terrible, and it was not good. This was definitely not good at all. I did not know she would, of all people, would get released. Now, I know she hasn't been on TV that much lately, but we see her every now and again, her and Alba Fire. But they could have found a spot for them. But that's how it is. We got too much talent on the roster. And one thing I will say again, I said this before, I'll say it again. This is a clear case of the results of WWE draft is a scam. I have said that before. The draft is no good. No good at all. Every time someone gets drafted, you better keep an eye on that. You got to keep an eye on that. It happens all of the time. All the time this happens. It's not surprising, nothing new of any kind. But we see this happen all the time, though. That's why I don't like the draft, because it is a setup for that. It's a setup for that period. You know, and it don't do any favors. No favors at all. It's always when they have the draft, they have people that'll come from NXT, Raw, SmackDown to another show, wherever they go, and they'll be on TV for a very short period of time, or just once, and then you never see them again, or you periodically will see these people, and next thing you know, they've been released. And they normally do releases like Black Friday, pretty much what that release was, and they do that, and then they also do it around the draft, right after the draft, or end of the year. But they release quite a bit here. It's not good at all. Not good at all. And in the WWE draft, it's a scam. I call the draft a scam. The WWE draft is a scam. It's always been a scam. I don't care what anybody say. It's always an issue with that. It's always an issue. It never fails. Someone comes, they get drafted, we think they're gonna do something, we anticipate them doing something, and poof, they're gone. We never hear this ever again. And that's a terrible thing. The draft is not a thing anymore. And I talked about this not too long ago. The draft is horrible. It's never a good thing. And I wish WWE would stop doing that. And the thing about it is, they do this too because that will be their excuse. Because they know that the superstar going to be upset. They know they'll be upset about. They know won't be upset about not being on. They'll be upset about not. I know they said that people will be upset about. Well, you drafted me, but you never put me on TV. And we hear it all the time. And when they do that, they're going to say, we put you on the main roster. We put you on Raw. We put you on SmackDown. We hear that all the time. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, though. It's just enough is enough at this point. Enough is enough. And actually, what's so bad about it is this draft is becoming more and more obvious of why it shouldn't be no draft. And Dijak, remember, he did an interview back in with Fightful Select with Sean Ross, and he talked about it. He talked about it before. I think I played on here before, but I'll mention it again. He mentioned how the draft pretty much in so many words is a setup. When you're drafted, and he said it, if it's the final round of a draft, like the sixth round, it's very, very late. Like the drafts that are not televised, you're pretty much known that at some point in time you will be released. And he said that, or don't renew your contract, whatever the case may be, still not with the company no more. And pretty much when it comes down to that, that's what happens. So good luck to these people that got released. Good luck in their future endeavor. In 90 days, we'll see some of these people on independent scene or TNA or even AEW. But I really hope these people do find the work that they're looking for. Or if they have another outlet they want to do instead of wrestling, good luck in that too. Some this sucks. And we knew this was coming too because WWE has too many superstars as a whole. They have too many people in the company, and unfortunately, they had to release some people to make space. Or as they say in sports, is WWE like to follow sports so much, cap space. They are beyond the salary cap. That's what this pretty much is. Since WWE want to copy off NFL, NBA, this is due to the salary cap being too high, and that's what they're doing. But I wish this would be. Good luck to those people. But with that being said, let's move on to the bonus round, and we're gonna talk about it, guys. We're gonna talk about Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, and we're gonna talk about how these two are going to definitely a part 3 is necessary. So we're gonna get that going, and let's see what's gonna happen next. Let's get a couple minutes. Give me a couple minutes, and I'll get this ready. All right, guys, we're at the bonus round. We're gonna talk about Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair 3. It's best for business, guys. This is what we need. Now, I know many people are talking about this potential match. We are going over history of why this is good because we did have Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley had a very good intense promo on Monday Night Raw. So I thought that was good with these two. I think it'll be very, very good chemistry with these two. I think it'll work. I think it'll work because this is not a new rivalry. This is something that's been going on for quite some time. And I think it'll help both Charlotte and Rhea. It'll help both of them as a whole. And I think with that going on, it's going to make the feud much better, especially when you have past history going on with these feuds of sort. Now, if you guys remember of the past, speaking of which, we got to remember Rhea versus Charlotte WrestleMania 36. Now, you remember this match here. This is when Rhea was the NXT Women's Champion. This is when she was. This is the championship that Charlotte Flair did challenge for. She challenged for WrestleMania 36. She got Rhea Ripley with the leg lock. That was it. That was all she wrote. Charlotte won that match, and that's what Charlotte's referring to on Monday Night Raw. And I think this will be good because Rhea Ripley she was still in NXT. She was coming to main roster at the time, and I thought it worked out very fine for that. I thought it was very good that she went against Charlotte Flair. You know, these two they definitely did their thing. You know, Charlotte was able to gain the NXT Women's Championship for a second time, but Rhea Ripley, you knew who she was after that match. And they had a good rivalry going up to it. So I think this was good. I think it was very good. This was a baby face, as like I said, Charlotte said a baby. She was so young. I think Rhea was what? I want to say 24 at the time, I want to say 23, 24-ish. But this was back in 2020. So I think Rhea now is, I believe she's 28 now. So if it was 5 years ago, she probably was 23. But either or, this was a very good feud with these ladies. They definitely turned it up. Now, that was back in 2020. Now, if you guys remember, a few years later, WrestleMania 39, this is when Rhea is a part of Judgment Day now. She is a heel. She's with Dom. She's with Damian Priest, Finn Balor. She wins the Women's Royal Rumble that year. She won it. And she won it at number 1. This was I think she was the first woman to do that for the Women's Royal Rumble. So she definitely, did her thing. And it was a good win for her. She shined like no other. She was a very, very, very dominant heel in that particular match. I love the work Rhea put in. And this is where we really saw Rhea coming to her own. She really was coming to her own, and she wanted Charlotte again, and we understood why. Because she knew she had to she had a goal, and the goal was to win the Royal Rumble. She achieved that goal. And she like I said, she was a great. She's actually the last dominant heel to win the Women's Royal Rumble at number 1. Charlotte, yes, but she wasn't number 1. That's what made Rhea Ripley's Royal Rumble win so special, because she shut it down in 2023. She won that. Next thing you know, she won the Vince the loss from WrestleMania 36. When she lost like here, she won Charlotte for her title, then SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39. And that, like I said, that match was one of the best matches, not just of that WrestleMania night 1, but also the whole WrestleMania. because Rhea and Charlotte definitely tore the house down that night. They definitely did that. So it, like I said, this was a very good story, and I love that, because Rhea was not taking no L's in this match. She knew she was going to win, and she was destined to win, and that's exactly what she did when she defeated Charlotte Flair. And when she did that, she defeated her, and she was able to gain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now that was 2 years ago, and now we come here. Charlotte win the Royal Rumble this time. Rhea Ripley's a babyface. No Judgment Day on her own. Charlotte returned from injury. Cuss promo. And Rhea wants her to win. Charlotte called her, "You still a kid?" Rhea said, "Pick her." She wants her to pick her. Like I said, we gotta remember this was a good story told at WrestleMania 39. But now the tables have turned. Now we got Charlotte pretty much the heel, Rhea's the babyface, and she's a multi-women's champion. She's 28 now. So she's, besides from the Charlotte Flairs and Becky's and Bayley's, you can say Rhea's right under those women. Now they could go tear the house down at WrestleMania 41. That's because Rhea wants Charlotte to pick her. They go down WrestleMania 41, they could do their thing there. Now, I know everybody wants to talk about, let's get Tiffany versus Charlotte. That may have to wait to SummerSlam or at a later date. I'm not against that match. Tiffany said, we know that she likes Charlotte Flair. She looks up to Charlotte Flair. She's shown that she, her style is similar to, and she said she was compared to Charlotte Flair. But I like the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair much better because they already have a history. Rhea is established, and Rhea's at the top of the women's division. Charlotte says it all the time in promo. She wants to defeat the best. So what other way to defeat the best than go against the woman who at the top of the division, who is the champion, and defeated you at the last time you guys faced off each other, which was WrestleMania 39, and beat you for that championship. We can run that back. So I think that'll be a good idea. Good chemistry there. And I think that'll be a great thing between these two because it's clearly not over between Charlotte and Rhea. They're going to have another match against one another. Now, it may not happen at WrestleMania 41 if they decide not to go that route, but it'll happen somewhere down the line. So I think they should run with that instead of Tiffany versus Charlotte. I think this is a much better match, star-making power, because Rhea's a star in her own right. Charlotte Flair is definitely a star in her own right. Tiffany Stratton's not a star yet. She's probably, but she don't have star power that Rhea has. Rhea's an established multi-time women's champion. Tiffany, you just won a title. They test you out. You just cash your contract. Like Charlotte said, you are, compared to Charlotte and Rhea, you are kind of a baby. You're the baby of the game. You're where Rhea was about 5 years ago. You're baby like here. Where Rhea was at right here losing, that's going to be Tiffany. Do not underestimate Charlotte Flair, despite what people say that she's overrated and she shouldn't be there. She won a Rumble, and that's it. But that's why I think it should go. I think that's why it should be. It's best for business to put Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. That's all I have regarding that. You guys let me know what you think of that. If that's a good match scenario for WrestleMania 41, or do you prefer Tiffany versus Charlotte or any other scenario? Soon to videos will pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. Until then, guys, you already know what it is. OUT.
Something happened this weekend, and I have been struggling with it since I retired. But this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and